Welcome to Combat Recap. The MMA fighter Jason Mayhem Miller was born Jason Nicholas Miller and was born December 24, 1980, and grew up in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Miller's father served in the 82nd Airborne Division as a paratrooper. Miller aspired to be a professional athlete. At the age of 11, he received his yellow belt in Taekwondo and challenged karate instructors to a fight. He was encouraged to try mixed martial arts by a judo instructor. On September 2, 2006, Mayhem defeated Robbie Lawler for the Icon middleweight title. After Lawler staggered and nearly finished him, Mayhem won with an arm triangle choke. After sparring in Japanese, Brazilian, and American media, in September of 2009, both of them fought. Miller and Souza fought for the Dream middleweight title. The title was vacant after Gegard Mousasi moved to light heavyweight. On September 7, 2009, Miller fought Jake Shields on CBS's Strikeforce, Fedor vs. Rogers. The Strikeforce middleweight champion, Kung Lee, had stepped down. After a brief punching exchange that staggered Shields, Miller was defeated in the third round by unanimous decision. On April 17, 2010, Miller entered the Strikeforce cage without permission during Jake Shields' post-fight interview. "Where's my rematch?" Mayhem inquired of Shields. Melendez and Shields shoved Miller away, and Nick Diaz punched him in the face, igniting a brawl. Melendez, Nick, and Nate Diaz attacked Miller, who was being held down by other Gracie camp members. The fight was stopped by referees, Dan Henderson's corner, and the promoter's security. Miller and 5 other brawlers were sentenced to 3 months in jail and fines ranging from $5,000 to $7,500. Nick Diaz challenged Mayhem, but they never fought. On September 25, Mayhem faced Kazushi Sakuraba at Dream 16. "If the Gracies couldn't submit Sakuraba, I will," Mayhem said in pre-fight interviews. He won by an arm triangle choke in the first round. After his contract with Strikeforce expired on April 22, 2011, Miller signed a multi-fight deal with the UFC. After the Nashville brawl, Miller wanted to fight Diaz. Diaz, who weighs 170 pounds, refused, claiming that he needed to fight at welterweight. He insisted that Miller fight at 170 pounds. Miller proposed a catchweight of 183 pounds. Diaz made an offer of 181 pounds. The fight was supposed to be set up by Strikeforce CEO Scott Coker, but Zuffa took over. On December 3, 2011, Michael Bisping defeated Miller in the Ultimate Fighter 14 finale. Miller won the first round via grappling, but was TKO'd at 3:34 of the third round. On May 26, 2012, CB Dollaway defeated Miller at UFC 146 after Miller injured his left knee. Prior to the fight, Miller stated on Twitter that if he lost, he would retire. But Dana White fired Miller the next day, despite Miller's retirement announcement. Miller's backstage antics and clownish wardrobe choices were cited by White as reasons for his dismissal. Miller later claimed that he and backstage official Burt Watson had a brief spat over his walkout gas mask and paper bag. On October 26, 2013, Miller announced his return to fighting on Twitter. After the announcement of his return, a fight was in place for him to compete for the Venator FC's middleweight title against Luke Barnott. But Miller was 24 pounds underweight and had to fight Matthias Schiovlin instead. Miller won the first round, but he ran out of gas in the second and was submitted. Miller also hosted MTV's Bully Beatdown, where he challenged bullies to a $10,000 fight with professional fighters. If the bully's victim lost, he received $10,000. In the first episode of the third season, Miller took on the bully and forced him to lose $10,000. Miller was the leader of the Monkey Cult with a numbered monkey fan club, and he called his fans Mayhem Monkeys. Now let's look at Mayhem Miller's legal issues. After his sister accused him of assaulting her at a house party, Miller was charged with simple assault and false imprisonment. Miller was arrested in August 2012 and charged with trespassing and burglary after allegedly breaking into and destroying a church. After discovering destroyed items on the first floor, a pastor reportedly dialed 911. Miller was accused of destroying photographs, CDs, and church books. Miller allegedly discharged a fire extinguisher, leaving a residue trail that led police to him naked on the floor. He posted a $20,000 bond after being arrested. The charge was dropped after the pastor decided to give Miller spiritual guidance rather than jail time. On August 11, 2013, Miller was arrested and released on bail the next day. On August 22, 2013, Miller was arrested for domestic violence. The two charges were combined into 2 felony counts of spousal assault in court on August 26. The bail for Miller has been set at $100,000. Miller was arrested on October 9, 2013 for sending a Snapchat message to the alleged victim in violation of a no-contact restraining order. He was apprehended on October 10th. On October 9, 2014, Miller was arrested on a domestic violence warrant outside his Orange County, California home after a 5-hour SWAT standoff. During the standoff, Miller sent out a tweet. "I need to tell everyone about the absolute waste of resources going on outside of my house right now. I am counting no less than 5 officers. They have threatened me with a dog bite and are amassing a great force that includes a spotter in the neighbor's yard and an uncharismatic man." On March 7, 2015, outside a bar in Laguna Beach, California, Miller was charged with battery on a peace officer, unlawful fighting, and resisting arrest. After restaurant employees reported Miller breaking glass, police were dispatched. Outside the bar, a handcuffed Miller fought with police, according to bystander video. On October 16, 2015, Miller and 2 other women were involved in a domestic disturbance. After deputies arrived, Miller threatened them with a fire extinguisher and a metal pole. He was tased and arrested for assault by police. Miller was arrested for DUI on February 7 in Irvine, California. Miller was arrested in Mission Viejo, California in March 2016. He had broken into and vandalized a tattoo shop in Lake Forest, California 2 months prior. Miller was arrested and charged with assault and battery in Costa Mesa, California on July 11, 2016 after allegedly injuring a security guard and spitting on a police officer. The charges against him were dropped. In November 2017, Miller pleaded guilty to domestic battery. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation with a 4-year prison sentence suspended, with a probation violation carrying a 4-year prison sentence. On October 23, Miller was arrested for felony vandalism at his girlfriend's home in La Habra, California. Miller allegedly smashed a marble table, punched holes in the wall, tore down doors, and derailed the garage door, according to his girlfriend. He was arrested and held without bail in Orange County. Due to the nature of the incident, prior convictions, and a probation violation, Miller faced up to 23 years in prison. Miller pleaded not guilty at first, but later accepted a plea deal and was sentenced to 1 year in prison with credit for time served. In September of this year, he was released. On August 21, 2020, Miller was arrested for burglary and auto theft. In Orange County, he was held without bail. On May 11, 2021, Miller pleaded guilty to vandalism and grand theft auto. Miller was sentenced to 364 days in prison and 2 years of probation. Miller was arrested for domestic violence in Los Angeles on September 10, 2021. Miller's girlfriend called police to her Sherman Oaks home on September 10 after a verbal argument, according to the arrest report. Before his domestic battery arrest in September 2021, Miller was charged with felony assault and battery for an incident at a California bar. Miller got into a bar fight with a man, but the situation had de-escalated by the time police arrived, and the victim didn't press charges. The man decided to file charges against Miller after being hospitalized with broken ribs. What's your thought on Mayhem Miller's law issues? Do you think it affected his career? Leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching Combat Recap. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.